Hey, this is Larry Janesky from Basement Systems and Total Basement Finishing. Today we're going to be talking about the ThermalDry Insulated Floor Decking System. Let's take a look. This basement has been completely waterproofed with a WaterGuard perimeter drainage system, with the triple safe sump pump system, the SaniDry basement air system, trench drain, and a clean space vapor barrier on the walls. Then the crews came in from Total Basement Finishing and are in the process of finishing this basement, and now it's come to installing some flooring. Well, we don't want our finished flooring on the cold, damp concrete floor for a number of reasons. Concrete that's sitting right on the soil has water vapor coming through the porosity of the concrete. In addition, the concrete is cold. So an old idea that has been used in the past to try to get the finished flooring off of the cold, hard, damp concrete floor has been to install 2x3s or 2x4s flat on the concrete and install plywood decking over that. Well, the problem with this is that the water vapor and the high relative humidity that will invariably form underneath this flooring will cause mold to grow and rot to happen. And once the bottom of that floor starts getting moldy, the whole basement is going to smell like mold, and it's going to rot, and you're going to have to rip up the whole floor again. Further, if there was ever a plumbing leak, which happens, wash machine hoses and water heaters leak all the time, you're going to get water underneath here. I mean, if that happened anywhere in the house, the water would wind up in the basement, on the basement floor, and you'll get water underneath here, and that certainly will cause mold and rot, and now the floor has to be ripped up. So we have a modern alternative to this old-fashioned idea to solve this problem. ThermalDry Floor Decking is a modern version of a built-up insulated floor system that will never get moldy and will never rot. It is 1 inch of SilverGlo foam insulation. Now, SilverGlo is expanded polystyrene foam insulation with graphite infused into the foam to bump up the R value by 24% over standard expanded polystyrene insulation. And it has a magnesium oxide board on top, which is a mineral which will never get moldy or rot. There's no wood or any organic materials involved in the ThermalDry floor decking system. And it makes an insulated, dry base for any finished flooring. As you can see, it saves 1 inch of ceiling height over this old method. The bottom of the patent-pending ThermalDry decking panels feature a crosshatch pattern of grooves, so that if there were a plumbing leak, the moisture could dry out to the perimeter eventually. The long side of the panels are tongue and grooved. The ThermalDry Insulated Floor Decking does make a difference in the temperature of the floor and what you feel. Let's take a look with the thermal imaging camera, and we can see the temperature of the cold concrete floor and what a big difference that the decking makes. And another thing you can't feel in this video is how this floor feels. Even though the magnesium oxide board on top is rigid, underneath there's this cushion of foam, and it definitely feels softer than the concrete floor does. The ThermalDry Insulated Floor Decking ensures that the surface temperature of this floor is a lot closer to the indoor air temperature rather than the temperature of the concrete slab. And this finished floor will be protected from water vapor that diffuses up through the porous concrete slab from the soil. Any number of finished floor coverings can be installed over the ThermalDry Insulated Floor Decking. Wall-to-wall carpet can be used, or a flooring like this one. This is a vinyl, beautiful wood grain look that we're going to be installing today. You can really appreciate the comfort and warmth that the ThermalDry Floor Decking provides for this finished flooring compared to if we were to lay this finished flooring right on the cold, damp concrete floor, for example. ThermalDry Insulated Floor Decking is strong enough to put weights, a universal gym, or just about anything you want on top of. And once your basement floor is dry and insulated, you can build the room of your dreams. Our Mill Creek flooring is a great option for finished flooring on top of ThermalDry decking. If you're having your basement finished, protect your finished floor from water vapor and make it a lot warmer with ThermalDry Floor Decking. And remember, no mold and no rot ever. Well, that feels a whole lot different than being on top of a cold, hard, damp concrete floor. I think you're really gonna love this.